The man cut open the seal's belly and stuck his frostbitten feet inside. Then he heated the seal fat and used gauze covered in the fat to gently apply it to his feet. After doing all this, the man set off on his journey again. He walked for an unknown length of time until he saw a tree. This meant there must be a forest nearby. He ran over quickly and hugged the tree in great excitement. Having seen hope, the man regained his fighting spirit. That night he built a fire, but was woken up by a strange sound. It turned out to be two poachers. You see, in the wild, the most dangerous thing isn't animals, but humans. Only then did the man put down his pistol. The two kindly invited him to stay with them for the night and also warned him that a blizzard would come the next day. But the man refused. The hunters had no choice but to leave. The next morning, the blizzard arrived as expected. Hail pelted down on his body. Having already endured so much suffering in the prisoner of war camp, he could no longer hold on. Suddenly a tree was blown down and happened to hit the man. Just at that moment, the hunters from the previous night appeared again. They rescued him, and so the three traveled together. By the time they passed through the forest, it was spring. The man judged from the map that he had already walked 4,000 kilometers, but the distance from here to his home was still twice that length. But he didn't give up because he always believed his wife was still waiting for him. One day they encountered a rapid current. The man struggled to row the oars, trying to keep balance, but the current grew faster and faster. The fat man accidentally fell into the water and hit his head on a rock. The man jumped in without hesitation, risking his life to drag the fat man to the shore. But the other hunter, left alone on a raft with no other option, they had to first find a place to settle down. After resting and recuperating, the two set off again. Another winter came. The fat man could no longer walk. The man kindly offered to carry his luggage, but was misunderstood as trying to steal gold. The man was hit and fell down the hillside. How sinister human nature can be. He didn't know how long it had been when he woke up from his unconsciousness, only to see a pack of wolves running towards him from a distance. He had no time to think and instinctively climbed up a tree. As the wild wolves kept biting the tree couldn't hold on any longer. The moment he fell to the ground, a burst of gunfire rang out. All the wolves were killed. This time he met kind people. Under the careful care of the tribe leader, he recovered quickly. Just as he was secretly rejoicing, bad news came. The Soviet army had started searching in the nearby area to avoid getting the tribe involved. The man set off on the road to escape again. Before leaving, the villagers also gave him a dog. Now the question is, do you think he can get home safely? A machine is inserted into the man's mouth to implant a bomb into his body. Everyone in the prison has been implanted with such a device. Crossing the yellow line will cause extreme pain. If the red line is crossed, the bomb will explode instantly. Their movements are tracked in real time. Even their dreams are identified by AI and projected onto the warden's screen. Once any unauthorized thoughts are detected, the warden will immediately activate the pain mode. Under such strict control, some prisoners have become demented. John is one of them. It turns out that in the future, the entire world has been nuclear contaminated. Ecological environments are completely destroyed. To reduce the population, the government has stipulated that each person can only have one child. John's wife accidentally got pregnant again. They used a special vest to dodge security checks again and again. Unexpectedly, they were finally discovered. To cover for his wife's escape, John was captured and brought to this prison. He saw a prisoner being bullied, so driven by a burst of righteousness, he stepped in to help. But he didn't notice. The bully had 187 carved on his head, which means he is the boss of the prison. John was no match for him at all, beaten helplessly without the power to fight back. Fortunately, the surveillance detected it in time. Then the three were locked in a laser cage. Careless movements would cause burns from the laser beams. Seeing his cellmate about to collapse, John stepped forward to confess guilt. He was immediately taken to the warden's presence, who unashamedly expressed his admiration for John's wife. After all, he is the boss of the prison. To torture John, the warden tied him to a special machine, constantly pouring contaminated images into his mind. When the torture ended, John had completely broken down mentally, unable to take care of his basic life needs. The warden threatened John's wife that if she wanted to save John, she must agree to be with him for her husband's safety. She had to comply with the warden's demands. During this period, she kept looking for opportunities. One day, she drugged and knocked out the warden, then used a surveillance robot to connect to John's brain. With her help, John successfully woke up from his confused state. He then realized 4 months had passed. John, having regained his sanity, was determined to rescue his wife. Soon, a turn of events came. A cellmate who had been serving the warden could use this to contact John's wife. At night, she stole the prison's map chip and had the cellmate bring it back to the cell. Under the laser's illumination, John learned the escape route of the prison, but to leave this place, he still needs to remove the bomb in his body.